evening, everyone.
Cindy.
So much better to have your attention.
Cindy? Yeah, I know Cindy. Blanche?
My name is Todd Skeen. I am the Chairman of the Board for SummitOne Credit Union. And it's my pleasure to welcome you here to the Timberline Restaurant on behalf of the board and staff of the SummitOne Credit Union for the 2012 annual meeting. We're pleased to have you here. We're very excited for the turnout we have. Before we get things started tonight, and before we start dinner, we're going to invite Curtis Snout, who's one of our board members, to come up and he will give us an invocation. And after that, I'm going to turn the time over to Steph. She's here with the staff of the Timberline, and she'll give you some instructions regarding our dinner tonight. Well, I hope everyone is enjoying their meal as much as I did. It's great. It's time for us to get started on our business portion of our meeting tonight. We've actually delayed this a little bit because serving our main course was a little bit delayed. So I would like to invite the rest of the board members to join us up here in front. Please as they're able to finish their meals. Before we get started there, I've got some special business to take care of. And Nolan Shaw, I know you're here. I saw you come in. Where are you sitting? Stand up. Okay. Come on up front, Noli. We've got something for you. She doesn't know. This is a total surprise to her. Noli has been our board secretary for in excess of 10 years. She can't tell us the exact length of time and either, and we're not certain of that. But unfortunately, because we're many duties with the hospital foundation, she's found it necessary to step down. And so, sadness in our heart, we had to say goodbye. And so, I just wanted to present her with a certificate that we have prepared for her, in appreciation for the service and the work that she's done on behalf of the board. And a little card for her as well. So we appreciate not only her hard work. Ruth, board secretary was Dean Williams, and she worked with me at Brown. She's just stepped in and is already doing a great job, so we appreciate her. I've been asked to make a couple of announcements in conjunction with our meeting tonight, and then I'm just going to run through the remainder of our agenda, and we'll move on. But, on your centerpieces, you may have already noticed there's a couple of promotions that they've got going in one of these sections. You can get a $200 instant credit cash back for 1% of your loan for your auto or RV to refinance. That's a special deal going on. If that's something that would benefit you, we certainly would encourage you to contact one of the loan officers at the credit union. Glad to give you a hand there. Also, we got a special introductory rate on a Visa card. Take a look at those placards in the middle of the table. If that's something that interests you, they can set you up and get you started with a Visa card. Also, they're giving away an iPad. All you have to do is sign up on Facebook. And if you just like SummitOne Credit Union Facebook, you're already enrolled in that program, which will take place on the 1st of June. And then, finally, I'd like to invite everybody. If you have friends, neighbors, relatives, who'd like to see benefit from membership in credit union, invite them to join us. We'd love to have them as members. Okay. Our next item of business will be handled by Dorothy Boone, member of our board, that's taking care of the board minutes. Then I'll take this a moment before we hear from our members. And we'll have our board elections, and we'll have a prize drawing and the election results before we return. So, the time will be done.
In your folder, you can see it already programmed, copy of last year's minutes of that meeting. And I'm not going to read them because you probably already noted them. But I do have to ask you if there are any additions or any corrections. There being none, may I have a motion to approve the minutes from last year? Curtis? And is there a second? Could I have a second? Second, Barbara. Okay, then is everyone all in favor of accepting the minutes from last year? Say aye. Aye. Opposed? Say no. Or nay. If not, the minutes are approved. Thank you very much.
There have been some changes at SummitOne Credit Union in the past 2 months. As you may or may not know, our CEO and President John Palmer decided to retire at the close of 2011. And his lovely wife Jackie convinced him that not only retire, but he needed to move to Houston, Texas at the same time. So he's happy and well and warm. He's down in Houston this morning. He'll probably be returning now for the summer days. But we're wishing him a retirement. He's moved off the state of Texas. We now have a new CEO. Credit Union. His name is Ron Bell. He comes to SummitOne Credit Union with a wealth of credit union experience. He's jumped right into his new position with both feet. He's doing a great job. It's now my pleasure to introduce Wayne to you. He's going to present the state of credit union for Wayne.
Thank you, Todd. It's a pleasure to be here tonight. I was having dinner at my table, and I told the people that I was having dinner with, I said, wow, I can't believe all these people came to hear me. And they said, they did. They came to the dinner and the prizes. So they put me straight. Preparing my remarks for tonight, since I'm fairly new to the SummitOne family, I wanted to go back and take a look at our history and get a little feel for credit union, its past, where it's come from. It was chartered back in October of 1954 with 69 members. Since that time, we've had 10 different leaders. They've been called different things throughout the year: managers, treasurers, president, CEO. But I thought it would be nice to bring up their names tonight for their years of dedication to say, given to the credit union. The first one was Ray Harrop, followed by Ken Yearsley, Wayne Skeen, Alberta Whitson, Don Mills, Beth Nelson, and I think our first full-time paid president was Margaret Hanson, and Brenda Freeman and John Holman. That's the president of the credit union. So 58 years later, we have just over $61.5 million in assets, just under 6,000 members. I was out looking on the website. I pulled something off our homepage website, well, not homepage, but our website from 40 years ago. It's a newsletter from 40 years ago, and I saw some things that I thought were really interesting here to me. First of all, back in January, February, March, back in 1972, the NCUA would insure our deposits up to $20,000. The thing that really jumped out at me is that you remember that the credit union had a savings account. We'd pay you your dividends semi-annually. Another thing that caught my eye is we sold money orders only up to $300. They were 15 cents each. They could only be sold to members. And then I started thinking, wow, When I first started in the credit union movement in my career, at least dividends were being paid monthly. I mean, quarterly. Monthly didn't happen for a year down the road. Back when I started, credit unions couldn't even offer draft accounts or checking accounts. Can you imagine without those now? Credit unions couldn't offer money market accounts. It wasn't until 1987 credit unions were able to offer Visa cards. So, as I was thinking about the past, I thought, those are some things that jumped out at me. Sometimes I like to say, I've been around for a while. Let's talk about the credit union for a minute. In 2011, the credit union had another good year, considering everything that's been going on with our economy, with our employment situation, with consumer problems. Taking all that into consideration, the credit union didn't do too bad. As has been mentioned, a couple of major changes have taken place. John Palmer retired and moved to Houston. Not only is that the board position taken minutes, and Dale Williams has joined to do that. And we thank those who have served and appreciate those who are going to serve the soul. The credit union grew $2 million in assets, which is a positive thing. We did, however, have a decrease in our loan and our fee income. Our loans continue to decrease, and that's a concern of us. Our investment income also decreased a little bit last year. We were able to maintain our operating expenses. So, everything said and done, the credit union would have made $67,000 for the NCUA and the assessments that credit unions have had to pay. We've had to pay those assessments, those credit unions for 3 years now. And I work in the credit union movement every day. Sometimes I wonder, what is that NCUA assessment? And I tried to figure out a way to maybe explain that, mostly to myself, maybe to you, maybe all of you know all about it. This is how I picture it. Let's say you live in a cul-de-sac, and you have two neighbors, one to your left and one to your right. The neighbor to your left decides to take his car and run it into the neighbor to the right to the middle of their home. And then you get the bill for it. The reason you get the bill for it is because you happen to live between them. In a credit union, what has happened is corporate credit unions were insured by the NCUA insurance fund. And when they purchased and made investments in mortgage-backed securities and those all crashed, corporate credit unions struggled and all had major losses. Because of those losses, credit unions have had to step up and rescue ourselves, basically, and fund the insurance company. Now, those assessments have happened the past 3 years. We see those assessments happen in 3 years in the future, at least 4 or 5 years. We get to pay them just because we live in the old house. If we hadn't had those assessments during the last 3 years, net worth or our capital would actually be 95 basis points higher. We've done quite well with that in the state of Utah. The state of Utah itself has actually seen a decline in capital of roughly 225 basis points. Even with having to pay those assessments, the credit union, your credit union, our credit union remains strong. Our capital is strong and good for right now. The concern is having to pay those in the future. And what do we do about that? What does the future hold for us? You know, in addition to some of the challenges I mentioned, like NCUA assessments, some of the burdens that we face nowadays are regulations. Government regulations are killing us. It is so expensive to have people on board just to make sure we're following every rule and every compliance change that the government decides to make. And in some of them, it seems like they can't make up their mind. When I was thinking about this was the Visa cards and late fees. We had to change our programs 3 different times to meet the rules so they could make up their mind. We basically trying to comply with government regulations. The regulations have also taken away income streams for the credit union. They put caps on business lending, just arbitrary caps. So once credit union gets a certain amount of the number of business loans, they can no longer make those loans. And they have made it virtually impossible for credit unions to help their younger members with educational loans. We can no longer do student loans. Another concern we have is membership growth. Last year, the credit union saw a decrease in membership of 251. Not only does a decrease concern us, but the average age of a credit union member over the past few years has gone from 40 years of age to 47. We need to find a way to attract the younger people to the credit union. Let them know what we are all about. Another challenge for us is technology. In order to attract younger members and keep a lot of more mature members like me, a lot of us like technology. 15 years ago, I don't think we would have thought of being able to do anything, do our transactions at home. Nowadays, on a little phone like this, you can pay all your bills. You can get text messages sent to you when you go to purchase something to make sure there's money in your account. And coming in the near future, it's already out there. But a lot of us haven't heard about it. It's what they call P2P. It's called payment, person-to-person payments. What happens if I was to go out to dinner with some of my friends and leave my wallet at home so they'd have to pay? They could actually have me go on my phone and transfer the money to their account right there. Technology is great for all of us, but it's also very, very expensive. But it's a vital part of our future. As you can see, the future has a lot of challenges for it and a lot of expenses. There are a lot of expenses in the future. So what do we do about it? Well, first and foremost is we always need to look at increasing our net worth. With what's happened with the NCUA investments, it could take us years, if not a decade, to get back to where we once were. How do we increase our net worth? The only way we can increase our net worth right now is through earnings. So we need to figure out ways to earn more money at the credit union. Part of that would be to help bring in new members, younger members, those who like to borrow. There might also be the opportunity or option to look for a partner. Or maybe we can get some economies of scale, do some things that way and help share the expenses. That's probably a discussion for another day. Since I started in the credit union movement, there's a lot of you in the credit union movement, but I'm making you mature like me. Sorry for the younger people. Our whole environment has changed. It used to be when you started for an employer, like when you went in, you were given an application to join the credit union. You talked about payroll deduction. Nowadays, that doesn't exist. Employers don't or can't allow that anymore. I guess that would be politically correct in today's environment. That doesn't happen. So, that's part of the changes happened to our world also. You know, I love the credit union movement. I have been blessed to have been in the credit union for 4 years, and I'd like to say it all the time. And over my career, it's been a pleasure to get up every day, to go to work, to be able to help members with their financial needs. I'd ask over the years staff members to please send me stories of what they've done for service for our members. And when things get really tough at work and you think about NCUA and everything else, I'd like to pull out my book of membership ways and just read about how some of the staff members have taken care of some extraordinary things for members in the past. And I know about you, but I want to share a couple here. We had a member come in one time from the city committee. She called and said she just moved to an assisted living center and her checks had come in the mail. She was very concerned about not being able to make her payment. And the employee she had to talk to on the phone. She asked all of her account information, asked where she was staying, it was in the Oakland area, told her she would go make some counter checks and be up on her lunch and take her checks so she could pay her bill. Before she left, she verified to make sure the checks had been ordered and they were, so that they would show up for the members, so the member didn't have to worry about that. We had a member once who was in Mexico. credit union, he said, I have kind of a strange request. He says, there's an American Express credit card had been blocked, so we would work on it. The first question should be, what are you doing with American Express credit card? Credit union Visa. That's a different road to it. He asked if our employee would mind calling American Express. He didn't have one for a call, I can't remember anyway. So we asked if our employee would call American Express, have them call his cell phone, and put a lock on his card. So our employee called American Express. There were several people with that exact name. So they verified by information. American Express had called, put a hold on it, and our employee called. Our member later on, we sure American Express had followed up. Probably my most favorite out of all of them. We had a couple of mail tellers in one of our branches, and one of our older members have come in and said, I don't have any family in the area. I need to move. She's all depressed about it. Well, these tellers, unbeknownst to most of us, on their own time, took Saturday and went with them. That's something that doesn't happen in the banking world. That only happens in the credit union world. The credit union world was built out of people helping people. It flourished and started because people of ordinary means couldn't get loans that they needed from their local bankers. So what they did is they pulled their money together and then to each other. At SummitOne, I think we've done a really good job at helping our members saving their money. I think in the last couple of years, maybe we've strayed a little bit from our duty to lend to our members. And that's something that we plan on strengthening in the future. In 2012, some new programs we're adding. We've added indirect lending, so now you can go down, if you purchase a car at a dealership, most of the dealerships you can go in and sign the paperwork right there. Before you come back to the credit union. In fact, we can pay you a little bonus if you do. But if it's more convenient for you to sign the documents at the credit union, I mean at the car dealership, we have that for you. We've enhanced our business lending practices for our members who have small businesses. We've trained more of our staff to help do loans. We're going to train all of them that can help do loans. And more importantly, we've adjusted some of our underwriting standards to make it a little easier for our members too. We really want to help our members. That's what the core credit union value is all about. In closing, I know you really want to get to the prize drawings. You do have that collection, so we want to thank our board of directors for their years of service and dedication. That's something critical. So a big thanks goes out to our staff members for the outstanding service that they provide to our members. And I didn't tell the staff I was going to do this, but all of you might spend, just a example. So we know who you are. I know you're all white shirts. I'll take a roll call tomorrow. Most importantly, we thank you, our members. If it wasn't for you, we would be here. We greatly appreciate you allowing us to help you meet your financial goals.
Thank you.
The future has many potential challenges, but challenges can bring great opportunity. We look forward to being very opportunistic. Thank you very much.
Ruth Broadman. I've been on the SummitOne Credit Union Board for 3 years. It's been my pleasure to serve and represent you. And I'm really excited to work with Blaine. He's doing a great job in the leadership role. I'm here to help coordinate the election tonight in conjunction with the Supervisory Committee. And I would like to thank them. Mark Wiggins is the chairman of the Supervisory Committee. Carolyn Bryant, see her, great. She's in the back there, also for the Supervisory Committee. Susan Colton is the CFO. Jenny Walsh, the CIO, and there's other staff members that will be assisting us as well. One of the amazing privileges of being part of a credit union is the opportunity to elect a board of directors. This doesn't happen in banks that are for profit. You all are the owners of SummitOne Credit Union, and you get to vote on who represents you. And so it's a real honor and privilege that you have as being credit union members. Tonight we will be electing 2 board members, and there are 3 candidates seeking the director position on the board. Each of you should have received a candidate bio when you came in. If you did not receive one and would like one, would you just put your hand up and give one to you? But there was a bio included in your packet. We will be hearing a 2-minute statement from each of the candidates. After the candidates have spoken, some board members who are the primary account holders will check 2 boxes next to the candidates you have chosen to represent you at SummitOne Credit Union. Please check your boxes, fold them in half, and then we'll be collecting those from your table. We'll have staff. Don't check any more than that because it'll be this call. When all the ballots are collected, the board election committee that I mentioned earlier will convene in a separate room to count and recount the ballots. The 2 candidates with the highest number of votes will serve on the board of directors, and by policy, all ballots will be destroyed at the conclusion of this meeting tonight. So we will go ahead and hear from each of the candidates. Each will have 2 minutes, as I mentioned, go in alphabetical order. We'll start with Todd Skeen, then Curtis Smoot, and then Ned Topaz.
Thank you, Ruth. I will try to take less than 2 minutes. I think that's my goal. As you know, I'm Todd Skeen. I currently serve as the chairman of the board for SummitOne Credit Union. I've been become a board member. I am become a board member seeking another term on the board of directors. It's been my pleasure to serve the members of SummitOne Credit Union, formerly the KD Credit Union, for 11 years. I have a bachelor's degree from Riverside College at Portland University in business administration with an emphasis in marketing. I've been employed by my current employer, Browning, in Morgan County for the past 35 years. And, I serve currently as the collections manager at the credit department. Before my service on the board for the KD Credit Union, I served on the board of directors for the Browning Employees Credit Union. And then we merged with the KD in 1989. Of course, you all know that serving on the board of directors is a voluntary position. There is no pay. So the rewards one receives for this work, they are intrinsic. It's the personal satisfaction of the job well done, the learning experiences, and the friendships that we develop over the years that become our pay. I can honestly say I have thoroughly enjoyed my time serving the great members of SummitOne Credit Union. I have made many great friends among board members over the years. I've learned so much about the credit union movement and what is required to operate the credit union. It's been a marvelous experience. Now it's my desire to continue to serve the members of SummitOne Credit Union. I humbly ask for your support and your consideration to serve for another 3 years. Thank you.
You made it. You made it.
It's pronounced snout.
Oh well.
And I've said that to you at board meetings for how many years? Thank you for the privilege of representing you on the board of directors of SummitOne Credit Union for the last 5 years. It would be an honor to me to continue to represent you. Thank you.
Well said.
I was born in Ogden and grew up in Washington Terrace in South Ogden. I graduated from Bonneville High School. I now reside in Layton with my gorgeous wife and 2 boys that are still at home. I have 5 sons and 1 daughter. All 4 of the older children are married, and we now have 4 wonderful grandchildren, 3 granddaughters, and 1 grandson. When all my family gets together, the world is great. I have become involved in woodworking of late, more particularly wood turning on the lathe. I built a wood shop behind our house so I could keep the sawdust out of our kitchen. If you ask my wife, she'll say it didn't work very well. I enjoy the outdoors, with camping, skiing, and golfing, especially fly fishing, where I can totally relax. Now, here's the part you probably wanted to hear, that's the fluff. I graduated from Weber State College in 1976 with an associate degree in radiologic technology, and in 1982 with a bachelor's degree in health management. I started my career at Katy Hospital in 1976, and through the years I have worked as a supervisor over special procedures in 1985, assistant chief technologist from 1986 to 1996, and currently I am the image quality assurance manager and the image compliance manager of imaging services. I've been active in the Utah Society of Radiologic Technologists, where I've served as vice president in charge of the annual meeting for 2 terms, president from 1990 to 1991, and chairman of the board from 1992 to 93. From 1987 to 1994, I was asked to serve on the cardiovascular board exam committee that met twice a year in Minneapolis, Minnesota. We wrote the cardiovascular board exam that would be taken nationwide for any radiologic technologist wanting to specialize in angiography. I joined the credit union early on, back when I was in the KD credit union, and my membership number had 4 digits. That's amazing, so I'm only 30 years old. I have supported the credit union with multiple car loans, and every member of my family has also a membership there. I want to say the credit union has treated me very, very well, and I appreciate all they've done for me. I would feel a true honor to represent you as members by serving on the board. This gives me an opportunity to give back to the credit union that's given me and my family. Thank you.
Thank you, candidates Todd for Curtis Mount. Okay, you can now go ahead and vote, and the staff will be around to your tables to pick up the ballots. And now the part that you're all really waiting for, the prizes. And Mike Hans, who's the director of our board, is going to conduct the prizes. Just take a minute, make sure everybody's ballot is collected. And if yours
Good luck. They're coming.
Please, stand up and jump up and down.